The Democrats are feeling the pressure after their left-wing allies in the media and industries abandon them over the government shutdown that has now entered into its 36th day. This comes after the Democrats voted to keep the government shut for the 15th time, which leaves key federal workers vulnerable and without a paycheck for the second month in a row.
Despite the 15 opportunities they have now had to reopen the government, they have voted 15 times to keep it closed. That is the number that everyone has to pay attention to. All the Americans who are hurting because of this. They need to understand Republicans have voted 15 times to open your government, and the Democrats have voted 15 times to close it. They voted to deny paychecks to workers, to stop the flow of SNAP funds to hungry families, and all the rest. And still, somehow, they have the audacity to go on national television and gaslight the American people and try to pretend that somehow the Republican Party has some blame in this. It's the most outrageous example of political gaslighting that we have ever seen.
CNN blasted Hakeem Jeffries after he attempted to shift the blame for the shutdown to the Republicans.
Mr. Leader, you guys are voting no on opening the government, not Republicans. I know you're asking for specific things, and it's much more complicated than that. We'll get to that in 1 second.
Hold on a second, Dana, because let's just be clear about that.
Okay.
American people clearly understand who's responsible for shutting down the government.
Yeah, but you said they shut down the government.
They did shut down the government. They have the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
This commentator summed it up, saying, if you're getting called out by CNN, you've lost the plot. Union officials like the Air Traffic Controllers Association have also come out against the Democrats, demanding the government to be reopened in a bid to avoid disruptions in the skies.
It's becoming more difficult to articulate day by day. The stress, the frustration, and a job that we already know is one of the most high-demanding, high-consequence jobs in the world. And yet, now there's a level of hopelessness. They wake up to the same headlines as America wakes up to every day that says there's no end in sight. And that absolutely is no way to start a shift. And it obviously doesn't put gas in a car or have any way to help pay for your child care. And that's what the controllers are contending with day in and day out, on top of this extremely difficult job.
And many are asking why the government shutdown has gone on for so long. House Whip Tom Emmer says Schumer is under the control of the far left of the Democratic Party, like newly elected New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
Chuck Schumer is just worried about his job, and he is scared of the Mamdani side of the party.
Based upon what happened yesterday, he's right to be afraid of that.
He should be, because that's exactly what is controlling this shutdown right now. The question is, will Chuck Schumer and the Democrats realize that they need to be leaders and put the American people first, as opposed to their politics, putting the Mamdani pro-terrorist wing of their party first?
Even the Democrats' own John Fetterman has doubled down day after day, urging his party to reopen the government for the good of the people.
Well, what I'm saying is that it's not so much as of a blame. I think it's more about what's driving it and who's driving it and who is withholding their votes and are about opening or keeping our government closed. I've been a part of one of three, as you pointed out, and that means we need 5 more. So for me, that's where we are. And I agree that it's a bad idea to shut our government down. It was wrong if the Republicans would do this as they've done, and it's wrong now as we are doing it this right now. So for me, that is a country over party situation. And now 42 million Americans now are in food insecurity, and all of the unions that are being directly hit by this, and they all have been calling this needs to end. And that's where I'm at. And America's fly system, that's now been impacted. I fly every week, and I can see more and more delays and cancelings right there on the boards. So why would we want to mess with this now? We're just a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving. I think we've reached the point now. This really has to end. And it's not about the blame or who's going to blink. Right now, I think this thing, it's entirely appropriate, has to end.
But Trump is standing firm and refusing to cede to the billions of dollars of demands of the Democrats.
We can't be extorted to give $1.5 trillion to people that came into the country illegally, many from prisons, many drug dealers. A lot of people came in from mental institutions, They want to give a lot of money to the people that came in illegally. We have to get them out. We can't. No country can sustain that. That's not like an attack on our country. In no country, these are not going to be productive people. These are going to be anti-productive people. And we can all have big hearts. I have a bigger heart than anybody, but we can't let that happen.
The president is also putting more pressure on the Democrats, refusing to restart SNAP benefits until the government is reopened. He said, SNAP benefits, which increased by billions and billions of dollars manyfold during crooked Joe Biden's disastrous term in office, due to the fact that they were haphazardly handed to anyone for the asking, as opposed to just those in need, which is the purpose of SNAP, will be given only when the radical left Democrats open up the government, which they can easily do, and not before. Thank you for your attention on this matter, President DJT.